It's one of science's great mysteries. Is space truly limitless? I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. While that question has been debated for centuries, there's no doubt about one thing: human activity is clogging it up. There's everything from discarded spacecraft bolts to defunct satellites, even a red Tesla Roadster mounted to a rocket stage, sent into orbit by SpaceX owner Elon Musk. It once floated so close to Earth it was mistaken for a potential asteroid. Experts say the space industry's rapid growth has filled the Earth's orbit with thousands of pieces of trackable space debris and millions more that are too small to monitor.
The problem is only getting worse. According to data from the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, a decade ago, just a couple of hundred objects were launched into space each year. In 2024, we launched nearly 3,000.
That same year, a piece of space debris from the International Space Station crashed through a Florida home, highlighting how fast-moving orbital debris can pose a significant threat to satellites, spacecraft, and our lives here on the ground.
As reporter Heather Graff explains, more close calls are crashing to Earth.
It's a 360 view all the way around.
Here in the North Carolina mountains, not far from Asheville, sits a private luxury camping retreat.
And it's very remote up here.
Kind of tucked away in the mountains.
Tucked away in the mountains, very quiet, peaceful.
Peaceful. Until one morning in May 2024.
It just fell right through the trees, right onto the trail.
When Justin Klontz, a groundskeeper at the Glamping Collective, made an out-of-this-world discovery.
I had no idea what it was. It's definitely nothing that looks like it's from Earth.
And it turns out he's right. This is what scientists call space debris, any non-functional human-made object that remains in Earth's orbit for extended periods of time.
They can be old dead satellites or rocket stages that put the satellites up there that are abandoned, or pieces of exploded rocket or smashed satellite.
Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, says there's a lot of it in the solar system.
We're tracking over 20,000 pieces orbiting the Earth, so it's really crowded out there now.
But there's an increasing problem. It doesn't all stay out there. While space debris usually burns up on re-entry into the atmosphere, larger pieces can reach the Earth's surface.
We've seen a number of cases in the past few years where large chunks of spacecraft have crashed into the ground.
And McDowell says those chunks could be falling more often.
The increase in space activity has been tremendous over the past few years. There has been an increase in space debris along with this.
According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, between 200 to 400 tracked objects enter our atmosphere every year.
It's just bizarre looking.
Including this piece of space waste.
It's about 90 pounds and it's awkward to handle.
NASA has confirmed the debris came from the trunk of a SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. McDowell was tracking it as it re-entered over North Carolina.
And I was able to plot the path of the trunk and show that the pieces that had been found were found at exactly the right place and time to be consistent with this particular SpaceX spaceship that had fallen out of the sky.
The ship's trunk carries unpressurized cargo and supports the spacecraft during ascent. It's a disposable component, jettisoned shortly before re-entry and designed to disintegrate. According to NASA, since 2022, debris from at least 5 Dragon trunks have been found in various parts of the world. No known injuries have resulted from space debris, and the odds of that are very low. Even so, McDowell says they're not zero.
If a big chunk of space debris were to hit someone, that could easily be fatal. If a big chunk of space debris hit an airliner in flight, you could get mass casualties.
NASA declined to speak on camera, but provided a statement saying in part, during its initial design, the Dragon spacecraft trunk was evaluated for re-entry breakup and was predicted to burn up fully. NASA and SpaceX will continue exploring additional solutions as we learn from the discovered debris.
As the space industry continues to grow, will the issue of space debris continue to grow as well?
Yes, and it'll get worse because they still have not come up with any way to reverse the process.
Former NASA scientist Donald Kessler established the space agency's Orbital Debris Program Office in 1979. He says what he's seen since then is extremely concerning.
Anytime you put something else in space, you're vulnerable.
With that principle in mind, Kessler developed a global space debris phenomenon during his time at NASA that continues to worry scientists today. The Kessler Syndrome is a hypothetical scenario in which a chain reaction of space debris collisions makes Earth's orbit too dangerous to operate in.
We got these things in orbit that are running into each other, and as long as we keep feeding the source of this, which is i.e. put more stuff in orbit, it will continue to get worse.
Experts say it's a difficult problem to tackle.
How fast is this stuff traveling in space?
It's at kilometers per second, faster than anything on Earth.
And one that requires international cooperation. To that end, countries around the world have been collaborating on cleanup and mitigation efforts.
People have tried rendezvousing with them and let's try putting a net around them, or even harpooning them, or using a robot arm to go up and grab them out of space. And so we're at the stage now where the technology is being tested out. People are trying different things, but we're not really ready to do it operationally.
NASA supported a British-led research mission called Remove Debris, which tested some of these innovations in low orbit between 2018 and 2019. And the world's first space debris removal mission has been commissioned by the European Space Agency and is expected to launch in 2028.
As we industrialize space, we have to be more responsible about disposing safely of surplus space equipment.
Because, McDowell adds, as industrialization increases,
You're just lucky nobody was walking through there.
so does the risk.
Were you like, this could have been bad?
It could have been bad, but, it just happened to fall at the right time.
The right time, and in these remote mountains of North Carolina, perhaps the right place.
I don't know about you, but when we're done with this show and I walk outside, first thing I'm doing is looking up and making sure nothing's flying at me.
I think I might have to take a trip to Asheville to go
There
and
you
see
go.
some space debris.
I like that idea. All right. In an effort to better manage space debris caused by the Dragon's trunk section, NASA and SpaceX have moved the spacecraft splashdowns from Florida to the West Coast. NASA says this will help ensure the trunk lands safely in the open ocean.
SpaceX representatives did not respond to our repeated request for comment.